I see the stars. They're hanging by a thread. They don't look very far, but I know that they are. And I've seen the moon. It's a shimmering shadow of a day coming soon, when the morning has bloomed. And it tells me I've come to a mountain that cannot be touched. But there's more to this earth than the soil, the wind and the sun. And I know that when the shaking is done, all that remains is what I'll become. And I feel the wind, it's moving through my spirit. I don't know where it's been, but when it comes again, and I see the earth, well, it's shackled by a shadow, by the weight of the curse. Oh, but the morning has burned. Yes, it has. And it tells me I've come to a mountain that cannot be touched. There's more to this earth than the soil, the wind and the sun. And I know that when the shaking is done, all that remains is what I'll become. And it tells me I've come to a mountain that cannot be touched. Well, there's more to this earth than the soil, the wind and the sun. Yes, it tells me I've come to a mountain that cannot be touched. Well, there's more to this earth than the soil, the wind and the sun. And I know that when the shaking is done, oh, I know that when the shaking is done, Lord, I know that when the shaking is done, all that remains is what I'll become. It's what I'll become. It's what I'll become. Some say love comes in a package, neatly wrapped with a pretty bow. Something it's only found in the stories, or maybe a TV show. But I saw love come in stable. Yeah, I saw it meek and low. living with the ones who were broken, the orphans and the widows, and love had never really had a home, no place to lay its head, but it seems at home on the dirty street with the poor in spirit. I saw love strap on some sandals and take a walk through a lonely street. It looks like I found a home with the children and all the beggars there at its feet. And I see love in the broken places, living with the ones who mourn, sketched out on some dirty faces. You know I've seen it take their scorn. And love had never really had a home, no place to lay its head, but it seems at home on the dirty street, poor in spirit. And I know the poor will be lifted up when the meek inherit the earth, and the broken ones will rejoice, for the last they shall be first. And I've seen love, I've heard it said that the greatest love is laying down its life. Well, I saw love walking up that hill just to be the sacrifice, and I've seen love, poor in spirit. Well, I saw this, whoops. Sometimes love looks like a shoulder, sometimes it looks like a wrestling match, like the Lord when he took down Jacob. Oh, sometimes love must be tough like that. I've seen love in the hands of a giver, and I've heard it in the noise of the songs and the cries and the laughter of some little girls and boys. And love had never really had a home, no place to lay its head, but it seems at home on the dirty streets with the poor in spirit. And I know the poor will be lifted up when the meek inherit the earth, and the broken ones will rejoice, for the last they shall be first. And I've seen love, and I've heard it said that the greatest love is laying down its life. I saw love walking up that hill just to be the sacrifice, and I've seen love, poor in spirit. Sometimes love looks like a smile, sometimes it looks like a table of food, like Zacchaeus when he found repentance. I've seen love make the old brand new. I've seen love in the hands of a giver, and I've seen it in the shoes of the one who would walk another mile even when the first one's through. And love had never really had a home, no place to lay its head, but it seems at home on a dirty street, living with the poor in spirit. Whoa, I know the poor will be lifted up when the meek inherit the earth, and the broken ones will rejoice, for the last they shall be first. And I've seen love, I've heard it said that the greatest love is laying down its life. Well, I saw love walking up that hill just to be the sacrifice, and I've seen love. Whoa, I've seen love, poor in spirit. Poor in spirit, yeah. Thank you. Les McClymans, everybody.
You know, Les had a big part in helping me out because this guy owns lots of gear, lots of music gear. And first concert I did with Mitch 2 years ago, I didn't even own a guitar. I borrowed my brother's guitar. So, thanks to Les, I had a lot of gear along the way, and now I've built up some of my own collection. Still got some of his up here. In fact, on this next song, I will be playing a guitar that Les owns, all right? Just throwing that out there. So this next song, it's called Horses. And if you've heard any of my songs, or you might have listened to the ones I played, I love to throw scriptural references in my music. I love scripture. In fact, someone asks me, why do you do music? My answer is, well, music is a way that I seek to give praise to God. To honor God. He's done so many amazing things in my life. He's worked miracles in my life. I've seen him answer many prayers. And one of the things it says in the Psalms is, I will pay my vows to you in the great assembly, it says. And so one of the things that I kind of said was, Lord, any chance I get before you, I'm going to honor you and praise your name. So I love to have scriptural references in my songs, and one of my favorite things to do is to put obscure scriptural references in there that some of you probably never heard of. And the reason for that is, you know, I want you to go say, hey, what's he talking about? Like, is that true? Is that in there? So if it is, go find it. You know, make sure it's in there. So Horses, you might hear a few different stories mixed in here. Brought some horses. Just a heads up, Mitch plays a lot cooler percussion instruments than I do. This is the coolest thing I got right here. Jericho, first big battle in the promised lands. When the people had to march around, I'm sure they really didn't understand. When the walls came down with a mighty shout, you know their enemies had no doubt. The Holy One of Israel is the great I am. You can have your horses, you can keep your chariots. We trust in the name of the one who only needed 300 to fight.
you remember the vision? A loaf of bread rolling into Midian, when 300 is all it took with the sword of Gideon. With the trumpet sound and a mighty shout, you know their enemies scattered about. The Holy One of Israel is the great I am. You can have your horses, you can keep your infantry. We trust in the name of the one who only needed 300 to fight. Philistines marching out Goliath so defiantly, when that shepherd boy stood his ground, for he saw a victory. Yes, he did. With the sling and stone and the Lord of hosts, you know the giant fell with a mighty blow. The Holy One of Israel is the great I am. You can have your armor, you can keep your weaponry. We trust in the name of the one that made the sun stand still in the sky. The prophet giving out the secrets of his enemy. When the armies had surrounded him, they were blinded suddenly. When his servants saw with the eyes of faith that there were more with them than with the enemy, the Holy One of Israel, you know he's still the great I am. You can have your horses, your chariots. We trust in the name of the one who made the sun stand still in the sky. Your horses, you can keep your chariots. We trust in the name of the one who only needed 300 to fight. Where I need your help. So there's a part at the end of the song where the warriors are going, ha-hoo! You guys got a ha-hoo in you? All right, let's hear it. 1, 2, 3. Ha-hoo! Ha-hoo! So it goes like this. Ha-hoo! Ha-hoo! It's a little deeper. Ha-hoo! Ha-hoo! All right, we're going to make that nice and loud to end this song off because those are the warriors. Ha-hoo! Ha-hoo! I can't hear you. Ha-hoo! There we go. Ha-hoo! A little louder. Ha-hoo! Ha-hoo! Yeah. Later on, you guys will get to hear a little little story about from Mitch about a little bit about his background. But every time I do a concert, I like to cover a song by Rich Mullins.
for a couple of reasons. One, his music had a big impact on my life and my music. I was really humbled and honored to be able to make a record with some friends of Rich. Mitch helped out, and then some mutual friends helped out with the record that I made. And so the song that I'm going to play of Rich is on my record. Years ago, I just made like a demo version of it for fun, and it's a song that's really one of his older, less known songs, and sometimes I listen to those songs that people don't really know. I'm kind of the guy that when I listen to music, I always like the songs that aren't popular, you know. When I went kind of through my phase of listening to like a lot of classic stuff, it always bothered me that like a band like Kansas, you know, has all these good songs that nobody knows because they only know the two that are popular, right? So I just kind of made it my point to always dig into what other stuff people have done. And this is one of those songs that if you know Rich Mullins, you might have never heard, probably never heard it. If you don't know Rich, you certainly haven't heard it. It's called Steal at Any Price. You know, if I start playing it like that, I won't be able to sing. That's going to sound a lot prettier.
He sees a frozen shadow, cold in the neon flash. He sees the ghost of a chance in her eyes. He longs to take her away to a place where love can last, without all the memories of all the empty loves of her life. He knows how bad it can get, and he sees her lose. Though she pays her dues, she still winds up in debt, and his heart cracks like a whip in the night. He takes her out of the darkness and into the light, and he's a thief in the night. Souls are for sale but nobody buys. Please believe me when I tell you his love is a steal at any price. He sees a broken bottle there in a young boy's hand. It's full of the anger that's cut him so deep. He longs to take him in and show he understands. Give him something that's more than a promise that no one will keep. He knows how bad it can hurt when you try and you try till you don't know why. You still find that nothing works, and his heart cracks like a whip in the night. He takes him out of the darkness and into the light, and he's a thief in the night. With souls are for sale but nobody buys. steal at any price.
Mitch was gracious enough to do a song with me on my record. He kind of risked his whole reputation, you know, put himself out there, and he made the song great. So, Mitch McVicker.
And I've seen the east stretches to reach, reaches to hold all the morning can bring. I've seen the sky, the firmament wide, a permanent picture of you we can't hide. I've seen mountains ablaze with your light. I've stood like Moses and gazed at that glorious sight. Holy, holy is your name. The Holy of Holies could not hold the wholeness of you. Mighty, mighty are your ways. The heavens cannot stretch to reach all the fullness of you.
I've seen the night stretches to hide, covers the day with its galaxy light. And I've seen the sun bursting above, billions of faces are shined by the one. And I've seen the stars on the face of the night. I've stood like Abraham under the heavenly light.
Holy, holy is your name. The Holy of Holies could not hold the wholeness of you. Mighty, mighty are your ways. The heavens cannot stretch to reach all the fullness of you. No, 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 fullness of you. Ooh. I've seen the sea, it stretches the deep, reaches to hold all the wonders beneath.
And I've seen the sun maintaining command, restraining the waves as they beat on the land. And I've seen creation declaring your praise.
I've stood
Waving and earth in marvelous ways.
holy, holy is your name. You are
Holy of holies cannot hold the fullness of you.
holy, you are
Mighty are your ways.
the heavens cannot stretch to reach all the fullness of you. No, 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 fullness of you. Oh, there's no
Thank you, thank you. Mitch McVicker.
Broken down on the side of my life. life's road. But the cottonwood seeds are all blowing around, just like my voice and like my dreams gone cold and tossed about. But I'm reminded I'm going, and I can't lie down. You wrap me up in strong, strong arms, and you hold my soul right next to your heartbeat. And the only sounds of your sweet, sweet love. And I could stay right here and never move, just being held by you. Being held. I'm lost in the forest, that's a chorus in my head. I cannot find a single sign pointing out. I just hear the voices of choices made closing in. But you're still here like that cool crisp air that has me surrounded. You wrap me up in strong, strong arms, and you hold my soul right next to your heartbeat. And the only sounds of your sweet, sweet love. And I could stay right here and never move, just being held by you. Hold me close, never let me go. Keep me near forever and ever and ever and ever. Wrap me up in strong, strong arms and hold my soul right next to your heartbeat. And the only sounds of your sweet, sweet love. And I could stay right here and never, ever move, just being held by you. I'm thrilled to get to be here with you tonight and get to be a part of a monumental occasion like this for Andrew, the releasing of his first ever album. It's cool to get to be here for that. It's nice to play a concert for people that are actually in the room with me. I've been spending the last 6 months playing online concerts here and there, and that's weird to play to a blank wall. So this is exciting. This is exciting. It's still, the COVID world is kind of not really ready for much, So I've thrown together a smattering of 15 concerts this fall, which is not a big fall tour that I'm used to, but I'm grateful for it. And so it's 15 concerts. This is concert number 4. And so, 4 is the very best number. This song means a lot to me to get to do. It's a song that I got to write with a good friend of mine named Rich Mullins, whom Andrew mentioned. I traveled with Rich, did concerts, we were roommates when we were traveling and when we weren't. And then I was in the car wreck that killed Rich, and I miss him a lot. A whole lot of people miss him. But before that happened, we got to make this song up. My deliverer is coming. My deliverer is standing by. Joseph took his wife and her child, and he went to Africa to escape the rage of a deadly king. And there along the banks of the Nile, Jesus listened to the song that the captive children used to sing. My deliverer is coming. My deliverer is standing by. My deliverer is is coming. My deliverer is standing by. He will never break his promise. He has written it on the sky. My deliverer is coming. My deliverer is standing by. He's standing by. To a dry and thirsty land, water from the Kenyan heights poured itself out from Lake Sangra's broken heart. And there in the Sahara winds, Jesus heard the whole world cry for the healing flowing from his own scars. And now the world sings, my deliverer is coming. My deliverer is standing by. My deliverer is coming. My deliverer is standing by. I will never doubt his promise, though I doubt my heart, though I doubt my eyes. My deliverer is coming. My deliverer is standing by. Okay, can you sing it out with me? My deliverer is coming. My deliverer is standing by. With the whole world let it fly. My deliverer is coming. My deliverer is standing by. It's true, so let it rise. Sing, my deliverer is coming. My deliverer is standing by. Sing it, believe it, mean it. My deliverer is coming. My deliverer is standing by. Keep it rolling, take it over. Oh yeah, now sing again. It would go down, let it flow out. My deliverer is coming. My deliverer is standing by. Let it fly. My deliverer is coming. My deliverer is standing by. Up to the sky, sing. My deliverer is coming. My deliverer is standing by. Sing it out, bring it out, now mean it now. My deliverer is coming. My deliverer is standing by. Keep it rolling, keep it flowing, let it go. Sing, my deliverer is coming. My deliverer is standing by. Keep it rolling, keep it rolling. Keep your eyes to the sky. My deliverer is standing by. Your eyes open wide. My deliverer is coming. Keep your eyes to the sky. My deliverer is standing by. Your eyes open wide. My deliverer is coming. Keep your eyes to the sky. My deliverer is standing by. Your eyes open wide. My deliverer, my deliverer. My deliverer time, my deliverer is coming. My deliverer is standing by, standing by. You are good singer people. Oh, all those technical correct terms. I don't have time for those. Being in that same car wreck as Rich, needless to say, I got pretty messed up too. I had broken bones and collapsed lungs, and I was in a coma. The recovery process was a long, ongoing one. When a whole lot of fear and doubt and questions arose within me as to what was going on. I couldn't figure any of it out. And I know a lot of people know the story by now, but I have to touch on it a bit each time because it's a big part of how I've experienced the Lord's activity in my life. I couldn't figure any of it out. None of it made any sense. It made no sense to me why Rich had been taken. It made no sense to me why I was laying there in the condition that I was in, having to relearn to do stuff that I'd come to take for granted. Eating and drinking, eventually walking, eventually talking, not knowing what would become of me, if anything. None of it made a bit of sense. None of it made a bit of sense. But like I said before, it didn't make sense. But I don't know that God is terribly concerned with making sense. I think God is more concerned with the truth. The truth is that the faithfulness of Jesus persists through our stuff, through our hard, tough, difficult, trying troubles and struggles that we are all going to go through. Just don't ever forget that through that hard stuff, through the difficulties, you are being made. You're being molded and constructed and turned into who the Lord would have you become. And often, in order to do that, it seems like God takes us through that which we would never choose to go through on our own. So if you haven't gone through something rough yet, you're gonna. If you have gone through something rough, still you're gonna. But the faithfulness of the Lord persists. And that's good to remember right now in this time when wondering, is it a premium? What's going on? All the details are not adding up to anything substantial. So what's left? Trust. Trusting in our deliverer. In our deliverer's activity in us, around us. For the faithfulness of the Lord persists. She is a stargazer. She loves to look up into the night. She's a dream machine. She never wakes up, she just opens her eyes. And could someone tell me what's wrong with that? Someone tell me what's so wrong. And if her faith starts wearing thin, she don't hide. And if her way is getting dim, she relies on grace to lead her heart and be her guide. And now the stars, they could never shine any brighter. No, no. No. She is a believer. Love is her proof when those lines start to fade. She's a bad dancer. Yeah, but every single move is a cause for thanks. And could someone tell me what's wrong with that? Someone tell me what's so wrong. And if her faith starts wearing thin, she don't hide. And if her way is getting dim, she relies on grace to lead her heart and be her guide. And now the stars, they could never shine any brighter. She's a pure heart, she sees the good all around her. She's a bad dancer, but she don't care. She's a bad dancer, but she does not care. She's a bad dancer, but she don't care. And if her faith starts wearing thin, she don't hide. And if her way is getting dim, well, she relies on grace to lead her heart and be her guide. And now the stars, they could never shine any brighter. No, no. Stargazer, yeah. She don't care. Stargazer, yeah. Stargazer. 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 This is not a real ham. like a dangerous tightrope that I cross. I need a net to catch me when I lose my balance. Counted on my stance way too much. I feel to see your hands opened up, reaching out more than I ever thought. And you'll stop at nothing just to hang with the drunkards and all those who steal. Hang with the adulterers and all of hell's clientele. Hang with the prostitutes and meet with the thieves. Hang with the liars, in other words, me. There is both rain and sunshine. When the sea calms, the wind still knocks me down. When my soul grows quiet, still the tiniest cloud. It's like a fog that settles down on the bootstrap notions I've pulled up. Each weather front listens to you, and you'll stop at nothing just to hang with the drunkards and all those who kill. Hang with the adulterers and all of hell's clientele. Hang with the junkies and meet with the thieves. Hang with the liars, in other words, me. It's a dangerous tightrope, but you hold my hand, and you hang with the drunkards and all those who steal. You hang with the adulterers and all of hell's clientele. You hang with the prostitutes and meet with the thieves. Hang with the junkies, in other words, me. You hang with the liars and all those who kill. Hang with the adulterers and all of hell's clientele. You hang with the junkers and you meet with the thieves. And you hang with the liars, in other words. In other words. Other one's me. This is a song from my most recent album. And for some of these newer songs that I play on that most recent album, sometimes I forget the words. But you know, it's not that big of a deal, because you know it's a newer song. It's not like anybody knows it. So I just make up the words. I make up the words. That's fine. It's all good. And this has a part for you to sing. It has a little participatory situation. So I'm going to get the words to you, and it's okay if you don't remember them all. He goes, hey, 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 yeah, hey, 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 yeah. Got it? Hey, hey, hey. Remember the words? Hey, hey, hey. Sing it out now. Hey, hey, hey. Sing, sing. Hey, 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 yeah. Now I'll do a couple verses, and when we come back around to your part, let it rip. Well, I am contradiction, I am lost and found, so thankful you have rescued me. Strapped to the bottom by both certainty and doubt, but now I'm back up on my feet. 'Cause you're the friend of the sinner, you're the healer of all hurt. Through the light and the darkness, your mercy runs both ways, both ways. Yes, you're the friend of the sinner, and you're the torch by which we search. Both the coming and going are guided by your grace. Sing it. Hey, hey, hey. Sing it out. Hey, hey, hey. Unanswered questions are unfolding in my mind, so I'll stop to stare into your blaze. At that spaciousness that burns my eyes with sight, and then you meet me in that flame. 'Cause you're the friend of the sinner, you're the healer of all hurt. Through the light and the darkness, your mercy runs both ways, both ways. Yes, you're the friend of the sinner, you're the torch by which we search. Both the coming and going are guided by your grace. Sing it. Hey, hey, hey. Sing, sing. Hey, hey, hey. Check it out now. Ooh, I'm a valley of dry bones, yet your grace always flows into the cracks in my soul, down to the tips of my toenails. And you're the friend of the sinner, you're the healer of every single hurt. Through the light and the darkness, your mercy runs both ways, always, for always. Yes, you're the friend of the sinner, you're the torch by which we go and search. Both the coming and going are guided by your grace. Sing it. Hey, hey, hey. Sing it out. Hey, hey, hey. Sing, sing. Hey, hey, hey. Sing it out. Hey, hey, hey. Sing, sing. Hey, hey, hey. Sing it out. Hey, hey, hey. That is one of my most favorite notions in all of Scripture, is that Jesus is the friend of the sinner. I love it. A lot of people love it. I hear it all the time. Sometimes I hear, gosh, isn't Jesus amazing and awesome? Jesus is the friend of the sinner and us too. Jesus is so wonderfully beautiful. Jesus is our friend as well as the sinners. And all the while, the scriptures are real clear and plain that we are all of us, all in the same condition and position before God, regardless of our doings or our not doings. We are all of us in the same position and condition before God. But my goodness, do we love to measure things out and keep track of ourselves and keep track of everyone else? These are the things you don't do. These are the things you do. These are the things you stay away from. These are the things you gravitate towards. These are the hairy, these are the shorn, these are the rough, these are the smooth. Jesus never called himself the friend of the sinner. Jesus said we were his friends, period. So maybe we're the ones more concerned about measuring things out, making definitions, drawing lines, more than Jesus. A lot of times faith comes down to what we don't do for us, what we do. There must be something that we have to do. There must be something that we have to do. There must be something that we don't do in order to get there. There's a list in the scriptures of people that will not inherit the kingdom of heaven. Drunkards, adulterers, murderers, thieves, those who've ever been jealous, those who have lied, those who have ever been mad. Does that leave anybody out? Basically, according to the scriptures, we are all, according to the scriptures, we are all of us screwed. But, because Jesus stands there while we have our tablet out, measuring things, keeping track of everything, making tabulations, Jesus stands there and goes, cup or cone? And we are in. And no, it doesn't make a bit of sense. Thankfully. There is a big, fat period, a big, bold period after Jesus says we are his friends. So when Jesus is referred to as friend of the sinner, it's saying that Jesus is our friend.
That's a little obnoxious. This thing has a button on it. Do you remember the Etch-a-Sketch? So it has a button, and when you press it, it's like.
From a distance, the roughness appears plain. Elevation cures the insurmountable terrain. Details all grow quiet, and the void begins to speak into the screaming lure of security. Now every lover would say I'm fortunate to be a raindrop on fire, burning uncontrollably. Now even aliens would say I'm lucky to be a raindrop on fire, burning uncontrolled. I'm not letting go. I'm not letting go. Erosion causes a change to biography. I imploded trying to avoid it inconsistently. Changing climate, ignorant preparations for comfort's place I never meant to be. Now every lover would say I'm fortunate to be a raindrop on fire, burning uncontrollably. Now even aliens would say I'm lucky to be a raindrop on fire, burning uncontrolled. I'm not letting go. I'm not letting go. I'm not letting go. I'm not letting go. Now every lover would say I'm lucky to be a raindrop on fire, burning uncontrollably. Now even aliens would say I'm fortunate to be a raindrop on fire, burning uncontrolled. I'm not letting go. I'm not letting go. I'm not letting go. Nah. Raindrop on fire, raindrop on fire, raindrop on fire. Not letting go, not letting go, not letting go. Letting go, not letting go. So you see, if you're like me, oftentimes we approach life as kind of an either-or situation. Either I am up or down. Either I am walking in faith or doubt. Either I am sinner or saint. Either I'm walking in the darkness or the light. Either I am wet or dry, hot or cold. I've come to the conclusion that most often I am up and down. I'm walking in faith and doubt. I am sinner and saint, walking in the light and the dark. I am wet and dry, raindrop on fire. I am hot and cold, raindrop on fire. I think God meets us in the and. After all, Jesus is God and man. I'm so grateful that Jesus knows all about the and. It's the gospel of and.
The word gospel means the proclamation of Jesus. It's the proclamation of Jesus is everything. The proclamation of Jesus is and everything that God would work through, has worked through, everything around us, in us, in spite of us, because of us. It is the gospel of and. It is grace and grace and grace. It is love and love and love. Grace and grace and grace and grace and grace. It is love and love and love and love. I don't got leather seats, at least I've got an engine. I don't got an earring, yeah, but I got an ear to hear with. I don't hang with the right people, I'm just lucky that I got good friends. If I don't wear the latest fashion, well, at least I'm wearing something. I will never be hip, never be cool, and be the talk of the town. Seems like I got things backwards, and everything turned around. Yeah, I'm living in a world that's upside down, and blessed are the poor in spirit. Living in a world that's inside out, blessed are the pure in heart. Inside out and upside down, yeah, but I just might see God. Just might see my God. Got the right haircut, but at least I've got nice hats. I don't eat in the popular restaurants, but at least I get my daily bread. I don't drive the fastest sports car, I'm just lucky that I get around. And my house ain't much to look at, oh, but I got somewhere to lie down. I will never be in, never be praised, never be a genius. I know this all sounds crazy, but somehow it makes sense to me. I'm living in a world that's upside down, and blessed are the poor in spirit. Living in a world that's inside out, blessed are the pure in heart. Inside out and upside down, yeah, but I just might see God. I don't know the right people, but I know who can save me. I don't know the right people, but my Savior knows me. I said my Savior knows me. I'm living in a world that's upside down. I'm living in a world that's inside out. Inside out and upside down. Yeah, but someday I'm gonna see my God. I'm living in a world that's upside down. I'm blessed are the poor in spirit. I'm living in a world that's inside out. Blessed are the pure in heart are blessed. Inside out, oh, upside down. But someday I'm gonna see my God. Someday I'm gonna see my God. Someday I'll see. Someday I'm gonna see. God.
God. Take a look around, brother, it's upside down. But you're gonna see God right now. Take a look around, brother, it's upside down. But you're gonna see. Gonna see God. This next song is a song that I have not recorded yet. I am working on a new album. It is in process, and it always ends up being quite a process, but it's quite a good process, and grateful to have the opportunity. And yes, it is a not smart time to record an album right now. Me and Andrew have that in common. With all the uncertainty and the wonderings and the questions and nothing really solid. But I've never really been one to be. My movement hasn't been predicated upon situations and circumstances, and I feel like it's something that I need to do, and it's always the direction I've been going to do it right now. So, hence, furthermore, hitherto. That's a new one. I don't know. Is somebody out there playing the Etch-a-Sketch? I just got a cramp. I got a cramp in my. It's a cheese grater cramp. Oh, the old cheese grater injury.
Everyone is fragile. All of us have brittle souls. My overcast brings on more damage, and clear skies go unknown. Everyone is fragile. Shadows pull me deeper down, and questions lead to no answers. Hear my voice, it's crying out. This wonderful world's crammed full of heaven. Each and every bush I see's in flames. Let's sound the alarm on the hells we're living through, and feel love's blaze and take off our shoes. Everyone is fragile. I seem to lust for measurement. Illusion comes when all has settled, so I'll lay down self-destructiveness. This wonderful world's crammed full of heaven. Each and every bush I see's in flames. Let's sound the alarm on the hells we're living through, and feel love's blaze and take off our shoes. Everyone is fragile. All of us have wounds and scars underneath and on the surface, and there's a healing for my heart. This song came about from my kids. I think when I was here about 15 months ago, likely it will come back but that'll be another good time. When I was here about 15 months ago, my son Payson was with me. He's 9 years old, and his older sister Brooklyn is 14. But I do remember when they each were wee, and when they were sleeping in a crib, they each had, at their respective times, they each had one of those things up above their crib that would go round and round, you know? And they'd be placed in the crib to go to sleep, and they would just lie there and they would grow numb. They would get lulled to sleep. And I got to thinking that we have a lot of that stuff too, you know? A lot of times as we walk through this world, we find ourselves ensnared by and entranced with various surfacey things. And before long, we're just and we grow numb. We get lulled to sleep. We forget who we are. Don't forget who you are. Gosh, it's easy to. But it's not that hard to remember either. Who are you? Who are you? You are the one in whom the Lord has invested greatly. You are Jesus' kid. You are not the one with the great job. You're not the one with the wonderful friends. You're not the one with the big house. You're not the one with the hip clothes or the cool car. That stuff doesn't make us who we are. Yet, things compete for our trust, and we end up trusting in a lot of that stuff and finding our identity in a lot of that stuff. And Jesus stands there and goes, cup or cone, cup or cone. So this has ended up being a little song for Brooklyn and Payson. It is it's a lullaby, kind of a lullaby slash protest song. What is beautiful is what's marketable. If you listen to the world, well then your soul gets filled and your heart gets told. Only what is sold has any kind of value. That's what it all comes down to. Plastic horses, they spin in circles, and it's keeping everyone so happy, happy now. Plastic horses, they spin in circles, but it's a merry-go-round, a merry-go-round. Yeah, it's a merry-go-round, yang, 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 yang. The growing stain of the material, well, it's a cellophane of the imperial. It measures all of us by what we got. But I shall not want, oh no, I shall not, plastic horses, they spin in circles, and it's keeping everyone so happy, happy now. Plastic horses, they spin in circles, but it's a merry-go-round, yes, it's a merry-go-round, yang, 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 yang. Yang, yang, yang. Come on, have a little fun, oh, have a little fun, oh, have a little fun, oh, get numb. Plastic horses, they spin in circles, it's keeping everyone so happy now, yeah, keeping everyone happy. Plastic horses, spin in circles, yeah, it's keeping everyone so happy now, happy. Plastic horses spin in circles, and it's keeping everyone so happy, happy now. Plastic horses, They're spinning circles, but it's a merry-go-round, a merry-go-round. Yes, it's a merry-go-round. Yeah, 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 yeah. It's a merry-go-round. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Right, yeah, yeah, yeah. Can you join me in singing that part? Right, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yes, you can, yes. Right. Yeah, it's your part, Sing it out now. Right, yeah, yeah, yeah. Lift it high. Right, yeah, yeah, yeah. So remember that, we'll come back around to it. Here we go, your part, sing it out now. Ring, yang, yang, yang. All right now. Ring, yang, yang, yang. Lift it high. Ring, yang, yang, yang. Up through the sky, sing it. Ring, yang, yang, yang. Keep it going, here we go, sing it out now. All right, yeah. All day, all night. Keep it going, sing it out now. So gay, it's alright. Sunday and some night. Come on, spin around, have a little fun. Don't you get down? So gay, it's alright. Yeah, Sunday and some night. Yeah, come on, have a little fun. Don't get down, son. Come on, have a little fun. Here we go, sing it now. Rang, yang, yang, yang. Yip, 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 yip. Yip, 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 yip. Yep. One more time. Thank you so much for paying attention to me for a second, and I'm, like I said, I'm grateful to get to be here on this occasion with Andrew. This is my vocation. This is how I make it go. I'm dependent upon those who give. I'm dependent upon the body of Christ. I'm dependent upon humanity. And it has been a rough go when you're a vocational musical artist that goes here and there doing concerts. The last 6 months, that hasn't been the case. And I'm super glad to have the opportunity now. Whatever I meet each day, I'm grateful for the opportunity. So I lay myself down before you and I say, you know what, I'm grateful for whatever you can contribute to what I'm doing.
If you guys want to help Mitch out,
This one. It is another new song from the upcoming album. And that is On Its Way. There's a spot out there by my other music where if you're interested, you can put down your name and contact information. I'm not sure which, I think email and stuff, to be kept up to date on the happenings and developments of the new album.
Big round puffy sheep waiting to be shorn. Never give up on anybody. There will always be a broken door. Light reflects down deep off the rock's core. Love is not a weapon, so let's lay it down and open up our hands to dance through the forest. Love twirls us around, it's not a weapon. It's the shining sun upon us. It's everywhere we go, in every bend and break of our soul. Love is not a weapon. The blades of grass are smiling, try visions of life. The world ebbs and flows while spinning, yet charity glides across each valley and every peak, floating in kindness as wine. Love is not a weapon, so let's lay it down and open up our hands to dance to the forest. Love twirls us around, it's not a weapon. It's the shining sun upon us. It's everywhere we go, in every bend and break of our soul. Love is not a weapon, and the door is not locked. So let's set free our arms to run and remember. Big round puffy sheep, the blades of grass smiling for us. Never give up on anyone. Love is not a weapon, so let's lay it down. It's no sort of condescension. It's the wild, wild wind blowing on everyone now. It's not a weapon. It's the rain that soaks all we know. It's everywhere we are, in every bend and break of our heart. Love is not a weapon. Love is not a weapon, no. Thank you all so much. Kumbaya.